An Australian man is under arrest in Thailand, suspected of murdering a teenage girl and dumping her body. Simon Carmen was taken into custody at Bangkok International Airport after the 17-year-old's body was found in a suitcase.
Hello, I'm Linton Besser. Welcome to Media Watch. And first tonight, we turn to the horrific crime story that has dominated the news all week: the grisly murder of a 17-year-old Thai girl.
A gruesome discovery in long grass. Inside the suitcase, the body of a 17-year-old girl dumped beside a railway track in Pattaya, one of Thailand's popular coastal cities.
Thai police allege Tunchanok Donhomla was strangled to death by an Australian truck driver named Simon Peter Carmen. The most awful detail of this most awful crime taking centre stage.
A 17-year-old Thai girl's body inside a suitcase.
He emerges dragging a suitcase.
Pulling a heavy suitcase.
The girl's family stricken.
The grieving parents of Thai teen Tunchanok Donhomla confronted by her horrific death, demanding justice for their daughter outside a police station.
I am deeply saddened.
Our eyes are swollen from crying.
Their suffering can only have been sharpened, surely, by the media's steady transformation of Tunchanok Donhomla from a teenager into a...
body in suitcase.
Body in the bag.
Girl in suitcase.
And as details of the police inquiry dried up, the desperation of some mastheads to keep readers clicking had them turning to the morbid but often mundane life of her alleged killer. The Daily Mail quoting unnamed friends, describing him as a weirdo who'd never had a girlfriend. News Corp revealing his squalid digs, their unnamed sources describing his relationship with sex workers.
Sometimes he'd just ask them to clean his room.
And his battle of the bulge.
We used to call him Big Boy. He lost a lot of weight, at least 30 kilos, maybe more.
While the West Australian was taking readers inside his lonely life and his decision to travel to Thailand for back surgery, a former neighbour reminiscing of his walking the dog. And most appallingly, perhaps, wheeling in a forensics expert who noted the failure of the accused to think it through, explaining the suitcase presented a fantastic opportunity, much easier, after all, than making a body disappear in cement, though there was another option, a wheelie bin. And wondering aloud if the man's television habits had done him in.
Maybe he was thinking that places like Thailand don't have a forensic investigation team. They say, we have CSI Las Vegas, but we don't have CSI Thailand.
The media's professional code of conduct requires journalists to respect private grief and gives them the right to resist the compulsion to intrude, which one former journalist, now academic, believes was breached by...
a macabre fascination with the detail, which dehumanises the victim of the crime and is insensitive to her family.
Professor Andrea Carson also bemoaned the...
long history of treating crime in international jurisdictions with less editorial sensitivity.
Indeed, the ABC itself overstepped the mark, removing this paragraph of gory detail after complaints to the ABC's Ombudsman and acknowledging it wasn't necessary in the first place. None of News Corp, the West Australian, Nine Entertainment and the Daily Mail wanted to discuss their treatment of the murder, and none, best we can tell, bothered to attend the girl's interment, as the ABC did last Thursday.
Candles are lit, water poured, as the family of Tunchanok Donhomla bid her one final farewell.
She told me she was going and would be back soon. I loved her more than I love myself.
Though Nine did send a reporter to her home village over the weekend, filing television reports and a feature article which included moving interviews with the girl's family. Of course, we understand why these publishers went big on this shocking crime, but in their thirst for audience numbers, some of them crossed the line into gratuitousness and showed too little regard for the victim and her grieving family. And now to the red earth and metal riches of Australia's far northwest, where the big Australian has wheeled out for the cameras a new generation of Tonka trucks.
recharging WA's mining sector.
Electrifying a mining operation is an ambitious goal, but it's a goal that we're committed to solving.
2 battery electric haul trucks are being put to the test in one of the world's most demanding mining environments, the Pilbara.
2 weeks ago, BHP loaded journalists and flew them to the Pilbara to show off a crucial plank in the company's 21st century decarbonisation plan. Monster haul trucks powered not by dirty diesel, but clean and green electric batteries, scoring a dream run from the TVs from dusk till dawn.
All helping shape what could be the future of WA iron ore mining.
This wee celebration by the West Australian.
Fast charge towards a new age of electrics.
And even a pat on the back from the WA Premier who joined in the fun.
Check this out. This is an absolutely massive Caterpillar battery electric truck for hauling iron ore, a feat of modern engineering.
But those who consumed 7, 9 and the West Australian's description of BHP's low emissions nirvana weren't given the full picture, because none of them told their audience this.
World's biggest miner, BHP, backtracks on climate action with key projects put on ice, leaked documents reveal.
Yes, the company's dirty laundry leaked last month to The Guardian and ABC's Four Corners, revealing that rather than pushing full steam ahead with ambitious plans to decarbonise, BHP had in fact put key Australian initiatives on the back burner, while investing hundreds of millions of dollars to buy a fleet of 62 new diesel trucks for the very mine to which it had flown the media.
Internal company documents show it faced a critical choice. Leave open the option of going electric or lock in diesel at one of its biggest mines.
Once you've delayed the whole electrification of the haul truck fleet, you then throw up in the air the whole renewable energy plan for the Pilbara.
Which the ABC's local journo, Alistair Bates, put to Slattery on the day.
We can phase out those 62 diesel Caterpillar trucks early if this trial is successful.
So that's too early to talk to the specifics on that.
Which Seven nodded to.
These are still a long way off replacing diesel fleets.
But which was omitted by Nine and the West. The Four Corners expose fouled what had been 3 years of careful planning inside BHP to keep the public thinking its decarbonisation strategy was on track, prompting the company to throw the kitchen sink at the impending PR crisis, booking half-page ads 3 days before Four Corners went to air across major newspapers, pushing the somewhat misleading claim BHP was reducing emissions by 36%, as Four Corners explained.
These emissions cuts are actually for BHP's global operations, not its Australian operations alone. And we know that some of these big cuts to their emissions have come from their Chilean copper mines.
And also giving another Nine News crew a tour of its new electric locomotive.
This blue engine marks a step forward in BHP's green future. A fully electric, battery-operated locomotive.
BHP's General Manager of Rail on hand to field the tough questions.
But why blue?
There's a lot of rules around what colours you can paint a train.
Later, so thrilled with the outcome, she celebrated on social media how great it all was. Perhaps relieved Nine never discovered, or at least never reported, what Four Corners was about to reveal.
It's delayed any rollout until 2035, according to our leaked documents.
We asked Nine, Seven and the West about their various failures to hold BHP's feet to the fire, but all of them exercised that other PR strategy of saying not a word. We also asked BHP whether it had allowed the press to mislead the public about the true status of its decarbonisation and whether it exploits journalists in need of a story. A spokesperson told us...
The simple answer to both your questions is no.
Of course, there's nothing wrong with putting a big, shiny truck on the television and in the pages of your newspaper, but it wouldn't hurt to offer your audience just a wee look under the bonnet too. And now to to the Big Apple, where a little-known footballer and an even more obscure songstress tied the knot.
We have some breaking news that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are in fact married. I'm going to have to leave you because it is getting quite intense out here.
The press had indeed been left out in the cold, or the rain at least, not just on the night, but for days leading up to the event. Forced to speculate on the installation of block-out curtains, wondering as to the content of packages being loaded off trucks, and becoming sweetly acquainted with tradesmen filing in and out of the rumoured wedding venue, the rather humble Madison Square Garden.
A worker, when asked by CNN if he had anything he could share, responded,
"No, I like my job."
Confirmation finally arriving in the form of a leaked police memo.
The memo was titled Taylor Swift Wedding at Madison Square Garden.
Then, when the big day rolled around, on the July 4 weekend no less, and with the press safely corralled into pens, those at home were able to take part in the festivities via this 7-hour live feed on Reuters. Highlights including street traffic, security, the erection of more barricades, and a queue of black SUVs disappearing behind black curtains. Not to be outdone, Fox also ran a live feed for 12 straight hours, including riveting shots of its reporter checking his phone. The tedium punctuated now and then by the odd tuxedoed celebrity dutifully ignoring the cameras before this moment when the blessed nuptials were finally announced via Jumbotron.
Oh, wait, Tom, I gotta show you this. I'm actually a little bit speechless right now. This is insane.
More insane, perhaps, the sheer manpower called up to report the event. The New York Times marshalling 24 journalists for its coverage, the same-sized contingent it deploys for the Oscars, the newspaper's weddings editor, and yes, that is a real job, justifying the journalistic heft like this.
when public figures get married, we're interested in what those celebrations reveal about fame.
And yet, despite all these resources,
what happened inside is still only being pieced together with blurry photographs and sightings of things that went into Madison Square Garden last week. Boxes of lobster meat from Maine and boneless chicken breast, French fries and thick-cut onion rings.
Lobster thermidor was, however, far from the only expense. Who will pay for the security put on by New York's finest remains unclear.
It's all of the NYPD officers that have been dispatched. See that?
None of the media management, meanwhile, really should come as a surprise. The pop superstar having long displayed a knack for shepherding the Fourth Estate to just where she wants it. One social scientist explaining,
part of this mastery is about ensuring people have enough content to feel like they have some access to her, but not so much to ever feel fully satisfied.
Another expert who delivers a university course on Taylor Swift, would you believe it, told the BBC,
the Tavis interactions over the last 2 years of their relationship has been this very interesting mix of seeming incredibly intimate, but always still keeping us at arm's length.
Most remarkable of all, Taylor and Travis managed to upstage another American diva trying to celebrate not a wedding, but a birthday.
The official celebration of the country's birthday, the Great American State Fair, has drawn thin crowds. Instead, all eyes are turned to New York's Madison Square Garden,
which perhaps the White House sensed, mocking up its own message onto the garden's jumbotrons, a not at all Orwellian reminder to the world. Proof positive, perhaps, that Trump was, on this important weekend, a mere supporting actor, with
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce at the crossroads of media and cultural power. It would be easy to dismiss this as the showbizification of serious news, but that would be to deeply undermeasure what this event says about popular culture and even politics.
And what does it say about the media, at least? It is more than willing to play its part in boosting yet further the Tay-Tay currency, helping the poor bride on her path to greater glory still when she offers those exclusive photos on her own terms. And that's all from us tonight. Be sure to check us out on ABC iView as well as YouTube, Facebook and also Reddit. You can find full statements on our website and don't forget to send us your tips. See you next week.